they're discovering things about each other and then blame it on you. That's not how this works. That's just not taking accountability at all. That's just being immature. Also, what are you, the Carfax of dating people? Like, you're supposed to give them a full freaking report of all maintenance that has been done and all baggage that's included in this. Sorry, they didn't come with a window sticker. That is not your job. And in your position, I would tell both of your friends to F off here. I'd be like, screw you. I'm sorry, you're not going to put that shit on me. Carry your own baggage. It is not my fault. If this was that important to you, you should have had that conversation with them ahead of time and been like, hey, are you a virgin? Oh, no? Okay. In what other relationship that your friend had, like, would they not have had that conversation if it wasn't that big of a deal? They hit it off. They started dating. You did not make that decision for them. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. Tater Rudy, thoughts on this? Do you want to jump up? Yeah, come on, jump up. It's Tater Thoughts time, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go.
I feel like we can say it all together. Misplaced blame, because
misplaced blame. Oh, I thought we were actually saying it all together.
They're just looking to blame someone besides themselves, because honestly, I feel like you should be upfront if you were married and divorced, but also you should be upfront that you want to be with someone who has never had sex before. So I feel like, and then you should be upfront if you knowingly have a problem. If you knowingly have that problem, you probably shouldn't be getting into a relationship anyway. So that one's on you, buddy. No, I don't think it's your friend's. You're like, by the way, I just want you guys to know he comes with this baggage. It's not manageable, but that's what he comes with. And then this one comes with a large side of fries and also this baggage. Like, that's not your job as a friend to tell people secrets. That's not how it works. They told you that because they had trust in you and because they felt comfortable with you, and then they want you to betray that trust so that they could find out that they weren't compatible. And that's what dating is about, to find out if you're compatible. But I mean,
the only way OP could be the astronaut here is if they made this match intentionally. And they were just like, look, I'm going to get my virgin addict friend and my divorcee friend together and pop the popcorn and just wait and see what happens.
Which is not what happened.
No.
They found each other on their own, and OP happened to know them both. And so she is not the asshole for this. They willingly went into the relationship. Why did you let me date that person? Oh, you know what? People, okay, first of all, when people start seeing people and they're in the honeymoon phase and they're blinded by love or lust or their rose-tinted glasses, whatever it is, they aren't going to hear you anyway. You cannot wave them off. You can't be like, hey, warning signs. Like, they don't want to hear it. Elise said not to be judgy, but having a addiction and then the partner needing to be a virgin is an odd thing.
Yeah. I
mean, it's a thing. I'm confused by that, I think, more than I'm confused. I'm just confused by the whole thing about how these two people found each other, got through the dating part in the beginning, and didn't tell the things that made them who they are. Like, I don't know. I feel like they both went into it with not being truthful and not being honest and not communicating, and they expected a relationship to like bloom from that, and it's...
How long were they together? A few months? Is that what they said?
A few years.
Wait.
They were together for years. Fast forward a few years and things went south.
How long did it take them to actually talk? What were they doing for the entirety of their relationship before they finally started talking about like who they were as people?
No, I think the last line made it seem like she knew that they wouldn't be good together, but that's not your place to say that. They found each other on their own. It's not your place to go to two of your friends and be like, you guys suck as people, you shouldn't be together. Or I know this about you and this about you and you're not compatible. You can't do that as a person, because in that way you are an asshole. They're going to judge you for that. They're going to judge you for not telling the secrets. So your best bet is to be hands off from the relationship.
Yeah. Now, if one of them was your bestie and another one was an acquaintance, maybe that would be different. But you have two people that are your best friends here. Two people in equal regard for you.
Yeah.
Like, you cannot place one above the other.
No. If you don't know after years that someone is addicted to something or someone has been married, like, that's 100% on the people in that relationship, not on anyone outside of it. She didn't hook them up.
It took 3 years to find out that she had been married. Dude, what were you guys doing?
I feel like you should ask the tough questions.
I don't think they talked. They just sat in and watched together, I guess. I don't know what they were doing.
I feel like
that wasn't talking.
If you wanted to be in a relationship with someone who had no prior sexual partners, that is something you talk about in the first couple of meetings. Like that is something that you bring up. That is a requirement. That is something you bring up before you get into a relationship. I don't know.
Yeah.
Hands off.
I'm only interested in moving forward in this relationship if you are untainted, whatever the word is. Tainted probably isn't the right choice of words there. Hey there, it's Dusty Thunder with yet another story for you. This one is titled, Am I the Astronaut for Telling My Neighbor I Am Not Her Replacement Daughter? I, 20 female, have a neighbor who lost her daughter in an accident 4 years ago. I have lived next to her most of my life, and we used to be relatively close. These guys have a history of crossing boundaries and just being weird. After the funeral, she kept making remarks about how similar I was to her daughter, and her husband had to jump in at one point and say that I'm not her and I am my own amazing person. She kept on trying to invite me over to hang out with her in the backyard every summer, too. In August of 2024, the neighbor was drunk in her garage, and I was talking to her when she called me her replacement kid. I didn't say anything, because what the hell are you even supposed to say in that situation? I don't think you say anything. I think you just turn around and walk away. You're like, that was awkward. And then she started acting like my mother in the same summer when I was living alone, always asking where I was going and who I was going with whenever I left the house. I told her nicely to stop and that she was not my parent. She did stop for a while. And then she started saying that I was like a daughter to her and was always trying to hug me every time I saw her, and that made me really uncomfortable. At Christmas time, I got a long text from her basically trauma dumping about how her other daughter is in the hospital and how her cat has an ear infection, and she attached a very graphic photo of a severely bruised stomach. I did not want to see any of that. I did not want to be the person she keeps using as an emotional crutch. She refuses to get help to get over the death of her daughter and keeps trying to use me as a therapist. I told her this over text. I am very sorry that you've had a rough month, but the last message was such an inappropriate thing to be texting me. You should not be trauma dumping on your 19-year-old neighbor. I am not your therapist, nor your family. I certainly did not want to see the photo of what I assume is your daughter's bruised stomach, and I am certain she doesn't appreciate you telling people her private business. Lastly, I need to make this so clear. I am not your kid. There is no our beautiful girl. I am not your daughter, and it has been making me and my parents so uncomfortable every time you've said that. I am not your replacement daughter's name, no matter how much you want me to be. The fact that you actually said that to me one night was insane. Wishing you a better new year. I heard nothing back from her until yesterday, where she decided it was a good idea to flip me off and stare me down as I was getting in my car with my friend. We were confused but left it alone because whatever. But when we came home, she started yelling, douchebag, at me and yelling at me about how I would never be like her dead daughter and how much better than me she was. Should I have called the cops for harassment? Should I just ignore her? She's obviously very hurt that I kicked out the emotional crutch she had been using me as I do feel bad for her, but I will not allow her to keep using me as a therapist and making me uncomfortable.
Whoa.
She did not appreciate your boundaries, that's for sure. Yell back, psycho, Tiny.
I want to yell back therapy.
Therapy! That's a really uncomfortable situation to be in. And now the thing you have to worry about is escalation, right? I mean, you tried telling her nicely a few times, like, hey, I'm not your kid, right? You've tried the nice route, and eventually a line was crossed where you had to be like, okay, lady, waving a flag, and I'm going to firmly reinforce this boundary. Now, there wasn't like if you do this again, then this, right? There wasn't like a consequence attached to anything. It was basically like just stop. Just stop. You've made me uncomfortable. Stop. And she obviously didn't appreciate that at all. She's flipping you off. She's yelling at you now. Escalation would be my concern, right? She has no fear of repercussions right now at all. So maybe it does come to a point where you have to do an RO or something like that. I think now is the point where you have to make sure that you are collecting evidence. Write down every encounter. If you have security cameras or have the capacity to put security cameras up, put them up. Like, start ensuring your safety now. Take any kind of measures that you feel comfortable taking to ensure your safety and document everything. But this is not okay. It's not okay. Okay, the effulgent one, I thought this too. When she was under 18, Opie's mom should have had a gentle talk with the neighbor. Why aren't the parents jumping in here and being like, hey,